Okay, hey guys, welcome to Tiny Lisa, and here we have my sister Lisa. And
Hi guys.
I'll end up telling you about the whole channel name and what that means, stuff like that. But today we're going to be reacting to the True Pizza Delivery Horror Stories animated. So let's dig right in to this video. It's not a food, so it sounded weird.
I was out doing a delivery one late night. It was probably the longest drive I had ever taken for a pizza delivery. From the pizza place I worked at, it was
This
a
is
20-minute
already
drive,
scary.
which
Yeah,
isn't too
like,
crazy out where I live. Plus, they ordered 4 large pies, so I figured it was a party and I would get a much
I'll
bigger
be right
tip.
back.
Navigating the dirt roads at night was always annoying, though. I pulled up to the given address. It was some old, sketchy-looking building, literally in the middle of a forest clearing.
No.
There were no
see all
cars
that.
parked anywhere or
Bye.
any lights
Can
on.
you see the vines?
I put my car in park and called my boss. I asked him to reread the address at least 3 times to make sure I typed it in right, but that checked out. I could tell he was in a really bitchy mood, and he told me to at least knock on the door and check it out.
Sorry for the profanity.
He would normally get mad if we took back 1 pie, but I was afraid of what he would do if I brought back 4. I was insanely unnerved, but got out anyway and forced myself to the front door of the
It
building.
doesn't even look like there's like.
There was no doorbell,
phone
so
lines.
I just knocked really hard.
There's no. They can't even pay their electricity.
I heard
But they
nothing.
can pay their phone
Didn't
bill to
really
order 4
expect to hear
pizzas.
anything. I was extremely disappointed. Not because nobody answered the door,
You can see
but
the
because I was realizing that it was all a waste of time
I
and
feel like your
gas.
pizza's here. I'm just
I
gonna leave
knocked
it
one
here.
more time out of desperation,
Call me when you got the money.
and then began to hear some kind of rustling noises from inside of the building.
Ooh no! I stepped back a couple steps.
I knocked again and yelled that I was the pizza guy. There was silence now.
Oh, it looked like he was like
I felt a bit
knocking
more
on an invisible door.
uncomfortable now than before. But before I could turn around, I noticed something at the window. There was someone looking through the window.
Bro, I want to see.
I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman.
No, close
All
those
I
eyes
noticed
and walk
were
away.
their eyes.
I feel like.
Their
I'd be
eyes
like,
were open
oh,
wider than I knew
No.
possible, staring intently
You didn't
at
say
me.
it.
Well,
I was
of course not.
disturbed enough by this and dropped the pizzas and ran back to my car.
You should have done it before
The
that.
shitty thing wouldn't
It
start
shut
until
down.
turning the key for the 3rd time. I drove off the grass and back onto the dirt road.
You can still.
I felt the car rocking about, shaking and bumping.
You're
Something
the
wasn't
wrong way.
right. I didn't make it far from the building before I started hearing a sharp scraping sound coming from outside.
He's right
There
outside
was
that
so
window.
much resistance that I couldn't even drive.
Nails on the
The car
chalkboard.
came to a stop. I got out of the car to check what the hell was wrong. A chill ran up my spine
White.
as I began to feel like my heart was constantly skipping beats. My tires had been slashed and had completely fallen off the rim. Not just the front, though. All 4 tires were slashed. I realized somebody did this when I was knocking on the door to that building. Instead of running,
Then
I
how
got
is
back
he
in the
still
car and
moving?
locked the doors.
Still gonna
I
move.
was so close to that building,
If he's gonna
I
go-
could practically see it from where I was, if it weren't for the trees blocking the view. I dialed 911 and explained everything to the operator. She told me the
Snatch?
cops would be over as soon as possible and that I need to stay hidden. I asked her if it was advisable to stay in the car or run, and she told me it would be best to stay in the car with the door locked. She asked me to stay on the line with her until the cops arrived. My whole body was shaking. In all directions, there was nothing but dark, seemingly endless forest. I knew it would take forever for the cops to get there. I was not comfortable with sitting in that car so close to whoever did this. The next part, though, is what utterly destroyed me. It still shakes me to this day, and I hope nobody ever has to experience this kind of fear. As I was scanning all the windows, making sure nobody was outside, I looked in the rearview mirror, and there was the same person.
Oh
I
no.
saw out that window,
Oh no, honey. Keep
eyes
on driving.
even wider than ever. I could see now that it was a woman, and I could ever so slightly see a smile begin to spread
Honey,
across
keep
her
on
face.
going.
That's
I opened my
Constantine.
door and full-on sprinted into the woods,
Why
not
the
caring
woods?
how much noise I
Keep
made.
going down the
I
road.
ran until I was out of breath,
It's the
which didn't
Slenderman.
take long, and I hid behind a giant log on the ground.
Yeah, because no
I
one
tried
see
to cover
you.
my loud breathing with my hands
Definitely not.
as I waited and waited for what felt like hours until I finally heard sirens
Which
in
was
the
really 5
distance.
minutes.
He probably
I
didn't
gathered
even
up
get
all
that.
the stamina I had left to run all the way back in the direction of the dirt road. Eventually, the glowing red and blue lights came into view, and I had never felt better in my life. They were parked in front of my car, investigating with flashlights. I came out yelling at them like a lunatic to help me. I fell to the floor and started
And
to
you were
gag,
snatched.
almost throwing up from running so much. They picked me up and began to question me, to which I explained everything to the best of my ability. One of the two cars drove over to the building, and the two officers began to search the building. They came back with nothing except for a couple of spiky objects. These objects were exactly the same as the ones used to slash my tires. The cops guessed that it was some kind of sick, demented couple, being that I saw the woman, but unfortunately they were never found, and that still kills me to this day. I obviously quit my job right after that and started working at a local grocery store.
She's still right
I know
behind
that
you.
I'll never
Sir, do you
forget
know
You
this?
see how
seeing
it
that
says
woman
deli?
at the back of my car.
No, sir, do you know where the oatmeal is? Oh no, never mind, I found you.
That.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So, oh my goodness. Oh no, honey. So, of course, there are probably more, but we're gonna stop right here, and we hope you all have a good rest of the time, and goodbye,
Have a good-
tiny world. Bye.
Bye.